Ocasión de visitar 43 países y la Antártida. Mi país, el Perú, es uno de los países megadiversos del planeta Tierra y uno de los más hermosos que he conocido. Os invito a visitar uno de los lugares más maravillosos de la Amazonía peruana, Incaterra Reserva Amazónica. Bienvenidos.
You have traveled thousands of miles to find yourself in the Amazon basin of South America. You are in Madre de Dios, the capital of Peruvian biodiversity, at Incaterra's Reserva Amazónica. This private 200-hectare property established in 1975. Next to it, there is a leased private protected area of 7,783 hectares, conducted with ecotouristic aims by the NGO Incaterra Association, ITA. Peru is located on the Pacific coast and 60% of the country's area is covered by the Amazon rainforest. The greatest diversity of living species on our planet can be found in the tropical rainforests. 17 million square kilometers of tropical rainforests lie along the Earth's equator, running through the Americas, Asia, Africa, and Oceania. 50% of the world's tropical rainforests are located in the Amazon basin, named after the Amazon River. The Amazon River originates in the snow of the Mismi mountain peak in the southern Peruvian Andes. It runs its course for 7,200 kilometers before emptying into the Atlantic Ocean. The Amazon is one of the longest, fullest, and deepest rivers on the planet. Many of the Amazon's tributaries originate in the Andes. These Andean waters are cloudy and muddy because of the large amount of sediment they carry from the erosion in the Andean mountain range. On its way to the Atlantic, the Amazon River is fed by over 1,000 tributaries, transporting an enormous amount of water. The Andes Mountains have been rising for over 80 million years, filling the Amazon basin, formerly a marine ecosystem, with their sediment. This explains the abundance of marine aquatic species that can be found in the Amazon, including many species of fish and 2 species of dolphins. One of the Amazon's tributaries is the Madre de Dios River, which joins the Beni River on the Bolivia-Brazil border to become the Madeira River. You are in this river basin at the moment. Scientists calculate that the Amazon basin holds 20% of the non-frozen fresh water on Earth, comprising one of the largest water reserves on the planet. When most people think of the Amazon, they think mainly of trees. Nonetheless, at least 30% of the Amazon basin is covered by rivers, oxbow, and other lakes and swamps. Mauritia palm swamps in Peru alone cover an extension of over 3 million hectares, representing a vital water reserve for the planet. The aquatic ecosystems of the Peruvian Amazon harbors nearly 1,000 species of fish, 8 species of turtle and tortoise, 4 species of caiman, including the black caiman, which reaches 6 meters in length, and over 300 species of amphibians. In addition, this region is home to 2 species of river dolphins, 2 species of river otters, and the anaconda, one of the most largest snakes. Freshwater dolphin species and other Amazon aquatic species are not found in the Madre de Dios basin because of the waterfalls in the Madeira River, which constitutes a natural barrier that makes it impossible for these species to navigate upstream. While there are only 200 freshwater fish species on the European continent, over 5 times more species have been identified in the Amazon basin. Paiche, or pirarucu, is the largest freshwater fish in the world. The flesh of these so-called living fossils, which can weigh up to 250 kilos, is highly valued locally. Nonetheless, this important resource is exploited so severely that this species is currently endangered. In order to buffer river overexploitation and as a protect source, fish farming is becoming an important economic activity in the Amazon. It produces 10,000 kilograms of meat per hectare, while livestock breeding barely produces 200 kilograms per hectare. Also, fish farmers are raising native species such as gamitana, sabalo, and paco. Paiche farming is very profitable. Up to 20 tons of meat can be produced on one single hectare using innovative methods such as floating cages. Paiche was not found in the Madre de Dios basin because of the natural barrier of the Madeira River. However, this enormous fish was introduced 30 years ago in the Lake Sandoval in the Tambopata area. Today, Paiche has spread to the Bolivian Amazon as well. The rivers of the Amazon provide abundant fish for the diets of the local residents, arguably the most important source of protein in the rainforest. At least 280,000 tons of fish are consumed every year by the people of the Amazon basin, of which at least 80,000 tons are consumed in Peru. Tropical Amazonian rainforests cover an extended area of nearly 8 million square kilometers. 67% of the Amazonian rainforest is located in Brazil and 13% in Peru. Together, these two countries are home to 80% of the tropical Amazonian rainforest. The Amazon rainforest is divided into 4 different strata, each with its own specialized flora and fauna. The forest floor, which harbors underground species and feeds the rainforest. The understory, made by growing plants that compete to take possession of light and to become dominant. The canopy, made from the aggregation of continuous treetops that intertwine with each other and host the greatest diversity of animals. The emergent trees, constituted by the crowns of the tallest trees that can reach up to 60 meters high. The wildlife of the forest is also divided by strata. Numerous ant colonies inhabit the forest floor. The enormous and fascinating leafcutter ant colonies can include millions of individuals. They cultivate fungi on leaves, strategically placing them inside their underground burrows. Within Inca Terrace Ecological Reserve, Professor Edward O. Wilson from Harvard University identified and classified 362 different species of ants. This is the largest number of ant species ever recorded in a single location in the world. Jaguars, tapirs, peccaries, pacas, and many snake species inhabit the understory. Crawling species such as tamanduas, birds, termites, bats, and lizards live in the upper story. The canopy harbors the greatest diversity of fauna, including numerous species of monkeys, birds, bats, reptiles, amphibians, and many others. The harpy eagle, at the top of the food chain, patrols the forest from privileged lookouts in the upper canopy and the emergent layer. Researchers have identified 362 species of ants, 315 species of butterflies, 468 spiders, 44 different mollusks, and over 400 bird species, among many others within Inca Terrace Ecological Reserve. Scientists from the prestigious Missouri Botanical Garden have classified 1,266 vascular plant species within Inca Terrace Ecological Reserve. Evidence has shown that one single tree in the Amazon can harbor more plant species, many of them epiphytes, than 1 hectare of healthy forest in Europe. As part of their voluntary commitment, since 1975, Inca Terra has regularly sponsored scientific research, beginning with a rapid ecological assessment paid by Inca Terra and conducted by the California Academy of Science and Berkeley University. These prestigious institutions send their most talented researchers, including the world-renowned mammal expert Dr. James Patton, Dr. Ned Johnson, and Dr. Ted Papemphos, among other faculty, to work together in assessing the intrinsic value of the region as well as the importance of its conservation. The results were very encouraging. 5 new species of frogs: Hyla kecklini, Hyla alenorum, Cinas ictericus, Philomedusa atelopoides, and Altigeus allius. And 1 vine have been discovered within the reserve, and there are still various new species waiting to be described. Brazil nut trees are among the most important tree species in the Amazon because of their role in the local economy. Locally referred to as castaña, this nut is harvested every year by local residents. After a long series of procedures, the delicious and nutritious nut finally reach processing plants, where they are covered by chocolate and other delicacies. The castañeros, or Brazil nut producers, have organized themselves to obtain forestry and organic certification that allows them to export Brazil nuts to the most demanding markets. In this way, the conservation and sustainable use of Brazil nut forests is guaranteed. In addition, this activity has become a vital source of employment. The rubber tree is another important native tree of the Amazon. Latex manually extracted from this tree is processed as raw material to produce tires and other products that require natural organic latex. The Madre de Dios forest holds the world record for mammals, birds, amphibians, insects like butterflies and ants. As your host, Reserva Ecológica Inca Terra, Rey, is proud to say that here, on our grounds, over 400 species of birds have been recorded in less than 1 square kilometer. Because it is home to the greatest known diversity of living species, the Amazon basin is known as the Noah's Ark of the planet. Its critical environmental services provide equilibrium to the Earth's ability to host life. Therefore, the health of the Amazon region is fundamental to our common future. Forests are extremely important carbon traps. Each hectare of tropical rainforest captures and retains nearly 350 tons of carbon within its biomass. The Amazon plays a critical and strategic role in maintaining the planet's climate in balance, helping to counter global warming. 100 million hectares of Amazonian rainforest have been slashed and burned to date. If this activity continues at the current rate, at least 105 billion tons of carbon dioxide will be released into the atmosphere, resulting in a global disaster. By visiting Inca Terra hotels, your stay is global warming impact neutral. Inca Terra principles are founded in respect for the ecosystem. Conservation activities are the basis on which Inca Terra contributes to control global warming. Added to the aforementioned, by using energy from hydroelectric plants, recycling and environmental education campaigns, Inca Terra complements this effort. The total of the remaining carbon emission is offset and invested in programs to develop renewable energy and energy efficiency projects. The Kyoto Protocol, signed in 1997 by most of the world's countries, highlights the key role the Amazon rainforest will play in mitigating future climate change and global warming. Over the past 500 years, numerous efforts to develop the Amazon have brought with them destruction and burning of forests. Practices such as cattle ranching, single crop farming, and other unsustainable agricultural activities were introduced. When the forests vanish, the few nutrients remaining in the soil are washed away by heavy rains and the soil is degraded. Soil degradation is intense in the entire Amazon region. As a result, many immigrant colonies continue to live in extreme poverty. 10 million hectares of healthy forests have been slashed and burned in the Peruvian Amazon to introduce crops and livestock. At least 8 of those 10 million hectares are currently barren. Poverty is widespread in the entire Amazon region. In some areas, the number of cocoa plantations has grown at an alarming rate. Most of